Today's review will be on the Spendor A7, my brand new floor standing speaker I have next to me. My previous one is the Icon 5, you can see here, and I enjoyed it, but I wanted something better. And there is no better way to improve the system other than the speaker itself, because every other component still depends on the speaker to produce the sound. So talking about my other components, I have a Chord Hugo TT as my DAC, and I have a Cyrus 1 amplifier as my amp. So I think in terms of component, it is pretty good. So I decided that speaker upgrade was the way to go. So let's talk about my journey on upgrading to the Spendor A7. How many and what did I try it out, and why the A7 was the speaker of choice. Now for me, I prefer floor standers over bookshelf because I do not want a sub, but I do want certain amount of bass in my music to enjoy. So floor standers are the way. Now among the speakers I tried for this price range, which is about 5,000 to 6,000 US, or about 6,500 to about 8,000 Sing dollars, the Spendor A7 lies in it. But together with that, I tried out the Focal 936 and 948, that is the Aria series. I also tried the Dali Rubicon 6, which is on offer then. And then the Fine Audio F501SP. Finally, the Q Acoustic Concept 500. These are the speakers I tried. And overall, I chose the Spendor A7 for a few reasons. Now, the Spendor A7, I would say, as from the outward look, doesn't look impressive. A simple two-driver system, two-way, one tweeter for about, I think, 25mm and one 18cm woofer. So it is not like the most complex speaker, and in fact, it's only like 1 meter tall, the shortest among all the speakers I tried that day. So when it comes to looks, I don't think it looks impressive. It looks nice, but not impressive, definitely. Weighing at 18 kg, not a very light speaker, but not overly heavy either for this price range. But that said, it has a really nice response of 32 Hz all the way to 25,000 Hz. And not only that, I would say as the sensitivity is also really good at 88 dB for the SPL. So I think overall the Spendor, at least in spec-wise, is great. And when I tried all the speakers, it is my choice. So you'll be wondering, what do I listen? I listen to mainly female vocals, both English and Japanese. Occasionally some Chinese, but those are in male vocals. But for vocals, I think the Spendor A7 is the best. It has a really, really nice mid, very engaging, and very, I'll say as enjoyable vocal way of presentation. But overall, everything else is also good because, I mean, for a price like this, you expect everything to be good too. So let's talk about the speakers that I tried and how do they compare to the A7, or should I say the review of the A7 and how do they compare to the rest of the speakers themselves. Now the A7, I would say in terms of presentation, it is relatively wide, not the widest that day I tried. I think the 948 was wider and the Fine Audio F501SP is also wider. But after that, I think Spendor is on par with them. A very nice wide stage, and it's also really detailed, and the imaging is good. You can find all the items in the stage quite well. Now in terms of vocals, it is actually quite focused in the center, but not the most focused. I say as the Dali is way more focused, but if you are saying in terms of centralizing the vocals themselves, I would say as the ranking of the day will be Dali, followed by this guy together with the 936 from Focal, and then the 948 and the Q Acoustic, and then finally the Fine Audio at the bottom. The Fine Audio just felt like, I don't know, an auditorium. Huge, big sound, no focus. That's how I feel about the Fine Audio. So, personal preference there. Now, the sound is a little bit warm, I would say as not neutral, and it's also quite engaging. It is like really nice rhythm, nice feel to it. Like you want to tap your toes with the music itself. Now, when it comes to the trebles, I would say the trebles is quite extended, nice and airy, and very smooth. Now, it is not the most extended one. I feel that the Dali and the Focal does it better. And also when it comes to sparkles, especially when you hit like cymbals and stuff, I think those guys do sparkle better. But the thing is that because of its smoothness, it doesn't have any sibilance, nor any kind of irritating sound at the treble region, which I really enjoy. The smoothness is really there. And then when it comes to the mids, I think this is where the Spendor A7 shines. It is really, really nice, very, very smooth mids, very full and just a touch forward that it really engages the audience when you listen. And the pacing and everything is very good. The rhythms and stuff, I think is top notch. when you listen to the vocals on the Spendor A7, you feel like you are engaged by it and you feel like you want to lean forward to listen. That's how I felt about the vocals. And I tried things like the First Love, this track here, fantastic on these speakers themselves. And then when it comes to bass, I would say when it comes to the mid bass, where all the impacts are, I would say as the impact of these guys, not the most impactful, but you know, there is nice amount of tightness, nice amount of impact. To me, it's just nice, not too overwhelming. I would say as the Focals does it better. The Focal is a better home entertainment system. But for listening music, I think these guys are just nice for me. And when it comes to the depth, how low can it go? Surprisingly, these Spendors do go really low. I mean, they go all the way to 32 Hertz, and when I tried it, it does feel that way. It has this low bass feeling. Low bass is not something to be heard, more to be felt, and I can really feel the low bass from this speaker here. I'll say the rest of the bass don't have that kind of feeling, but they do have the impact, and they are louder. That's how I feel. So the A7 is not the loudest bass. So if you are a bass head, you want strong bass to really capture the, I'll say as the tapping, the rhythm and what's not, I'll say as the A7 is not for you. But if you like to listen music as a whole and prefer vocals, I think this guy is really, really good. Overall, that's how I feel about the Spendor A7 as part of a simple review here and compared to the other speakers I tried that day. Now for this price range, I think the only downside of the Spendor is that it doesn't look sexy. I mean, a two-way speaker, such a simple cabinet really don't look sexy at all. But the sound it produces is really nice, and if you have a very simple small home, I think the looks do complement it for a simple small home like my place here. Overall, I think that the A7 is something you should consider if you listen to a lot of vocals, especially female vocals. That's really where I'll concentrate on. It is really nice and really worth the effort to try out. And that's about it for today. I may review my Dali Icon 5 since I have it here, and I may review other bookshelf speakers in the future. Will I review other floor standards? I'm not too sure. Are you interested in it? If you're interested, do leave down in the comments below, because I can actually go to LDF and walk around. It's like this super shopping center with all the audio equipment in a single place. So I can literally try almost anything I want. So if you are interested, maybe I'll try out, go do some recording there and give you my thoughts on those speakers. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoy my short little review, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.